September 1791, the National Assembly was replaced by the Legislative Assembly. Louis wanted his power back and thought war was the best way to get it. He knew that some of the officers of the French army had recently deserted their fellow troops, leaving it vulnerable. He assumed the army could be easily defeated. He thought, or more so hoped, that after the loss of the army, the people would turn to him for guidance and help. Luckily for him, the Girondists also wanted war. His wish would come true. On April 20th, 1792, France officially declares war on Austria, Prussia joining in on the side of Austria. A Prussian commander, the Duke of Brunswick, threatened the people of Paris that if anything happened to the king and queen, the city would be punished. The queen is from Austria, and Prussia is working with Austria, so this threat guaranteed the king and queen's safety. August 10, 1792, the Legislative Assembly suspended the king after pressure from the people. The whole royal family was imprisoned in Paris, the monarchy was abolished, and King Louis was put on trial. There were 745 elected members of the new National Assembly deliberating the trial. This was the first time a French king was put on trial by their nation, finally being held responsible for their actions.
Louis, the French people accuse you of committing multiple crimes in order to establish your reign by destroying the liberty of the people. On June 20th, 1789, you attacked the power of the people by suspending their assemblies of representatives by driving them by violence from a place of their own session. You accept the Constitution, which you expressed a desire to keep it, yet you worked to overthrow it before it was even achieved. You caused an army to march against the citizens of Paris. Your soldiers caused the blood to spill. And you only withdrew the army when you heard the Bastille was captured and that the general uprising alerted you that the people were victorious. On June 23rd, you wished to order laws upon the nation. You surrounded its representatives with troops. You presented them with two royal declarations, corruption of every liberty, and you ordered them to separate. Your declarations of the members of the Assembly established these outrageous, undeniable. Tried to bribe the members of the Constituent and the Legislative Assembly. Tried to escape, ordered ministers to not sign any documents from the National Assembly. The King's Counselor may now have the authority to defend your king.
No person shall be accused, arrested, or imprisoned except in the cases and according to the forms prescribed by law. Anyone soliciting, transmitting, executing, or causing to be executed any arbitrary order shall be punished. So technically, he has not broken any formal laws that were passed. As stated in Article 7, anyone who is forcing his life to end shall be punished according to the law.
Since property is an inviolable and sacred right, no one shall be deprived thereof except where public necessity, legally determined, shall clearly demand it, and then only at condition that the owner shall have been previously and equitably indemnified. The king should get compensation for being forced to leave his home by the people.
All persons are held innocent until they shall have been declared guilty. If arrest shall be deemed indispensable, all harshness not essential to the securing of the prisoner's person shall be severely repressed by law. He was imprisoned under the impression of a crime before being proven guilty.
You may sit back down, and we shall deliberate. Louis, the court has found you guilty of treason. The punishment for this is death by execution.
Get your hands off me. I shall take them off myself. I wouldn't want your filthy hands on my finely tailored robes. Keep those foul twines to yourself. How dare you try to forcefully tie my hands?
Sire, I beg of you to consent. It is the rules and the will of the French people. You must be bound. There is no other way.
Though I have been charged with treason and crimes that which I have been wrongly accused of, God knows that I would die today as an innocent man who has done no wrong to his people or to this country.